DJ PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Mark Harlan added to the college football playoff committee. Playoffs? So what do we think about that?
I thought it was bleeping brilliant.
Kevin, this spot was stolen from us. We were happy to be part of the college football playoff, but today we are not. Matthew, this is fantastic. When the Utes don't get an invite, Harlan will jump on the table and say, this was stolen from us. I was excited about the 12-team playoff, but now I am not. It was absolutely stolen from us.
Yeah, that's going to live on.
Forever.
As it should.
Mark, he'll provide great perspective to the committee as someone with recent on-field experience. Vernon.
Now that one's funny.
Vernon.
It's good.
Okay, so that's the only vote Utah will get then. See, that's the problem with this. You have to, when your team's discussed, you have to leave the room.
Why is that a problem?
Well, you have to leave the room. You can't
recuse yourself.
Why is that a problem?
Because that's one less person who could vote for you. If they'd added a different Big 12 AD, that Big 12 AD could advocate for Utah or BYU or
Are you sure
Texas
about
Tech
that?
seating.
Are you
What?
sure about that?
What, another Big 12? I don't think the other ADs have to leave the room.
Are you sure about that? I stand by my question.
No.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
I'm 90% sure about that. How about that?
Okay. It's a simple question.
Because the story I read
You
said
weren't
that
under
you have
oath
to,
here.
Well,
you're not gonna,
it feels like it sometimes. I'll just tell you that right now.
I know. I get that, but not this time.
So I'll tell you why. I'm pretty sure, but not completely sure. The story talked about how if you have a tie to your team, a tie to the team, you have to leave the room.
Tie goes to the runners, and Utah runs the ball well.
It didn't say the conference. So I assume that the conference is okay. It didn't spell it out in this story.
Oh, so it's the story's fault.
No, it'd be my fault for not contacting the author of the story and getting the footnoted edition.
You gotta report it. I mean, that's what Walt taught me.
Walt didn't teach you anything.
By example. That's so Jesus didn't teach you anything.
By legacy. See, Walt didn't write the Bible. Walt didn't write the Bible.
I'm just using a parable in the manner that you came to me.
Mark Harlan.
Get off the mount over there and finish your sermon, all right?
I'm just trying to understand logic.
Well done.
Trying to understand logic, that's all.
You are not.
I'm a devil.
That I believe. Finally, some truth.
So,
finally.
Everybody knows where my allegiances are. Yeah, I don't think that's a big deal.
Get the ASU AD on there, and then he can pump up Utah. The Utah AD can't pump up Utah.
I think at this point in time, since it's late in the process, you need a seasoned guy. Or a lady. And the AD's in barely his second year at ASU. Harlan has been around the block. He's had worked in athletic administration, 4 or 5 schools, obviously been an athletic director before.
He's been on this committee before.
He's been on the committee before, and I think that was a big factor. Right?
And he's in the conference, so to me it's an absolute logical association that you would have him aboard. He can step right in, and he follows the game. I've talked to him about the game a million times over. And so it in my mind, it would be an absolutely seamless transition to get a veteran person in here of his caliber.
Dax, BYU is screwed.
And you know, I disagree on that because
I do too.
I mean, obviously he's been here 7, 8 years now.
8.
And so he had an idea of the rivalry growing up in the LA area, going to school in Arizona and all. I'm sure he did. But, you know, he had and probably still has an outstanding relationship with Tom Homo. And now he's got to develop one with Brian. But I don't think he really gets caught up in that stuff because Chris Hill and his associate, they did because they were getting their brains beat out for years. And so it was sort of like a little bit of not necessarily revenge, but it was sort of sweet
All
that
they ever
they
heard
got
was,
up here
right.
and you got stuck down there.
Yes.
Mark comes in a different aspect. Utah's already there. So he didn't go through the struggles of the climb and getting your brains beat out. Like he came in and didn't lose for several years.
Yeah.
In football, obviously.
And they weren't in the same league. He wasn't interacting in league meetings the same way, and
so
they weren't the 800-pound gorilla. It's just different.
I have 1,000% faith that if Mark Harlan is asked to give a fair assessment of Brigham Young University football, he will do exactly that.
And for all the debates that we have had here in the last week or two, and that we will have in the next couple of weeks, there might not be anything to pitch either way. It might be crystal clear.
And I think to a large degree it will be.
Yeah. Maybe Texas Tech with the seeding, that might be where he has more say, because it appears they'll be in, and maybe the seeding won't be crystal clear.
And that's not that big of a deal to me. The lobbying is done by Mark. That's his job. He needs to have every one of these people on speed dial. He's like the coach texting the star quarterback high school recruit. Hey, you had a great game. How you doing this morning? How's your body feel? You know, there's a constant, whatever the communication rules are. Mark needs to be pitching this because we already saw this very week, early in the week, the SEC commissioner telling us we ought to get 8.
Yeah.
At minimum 6. What he's saying is we ought to get 8, but I freaking darn well better get 6. And then that's what he's saying. And so that message rings louder. It's not Mark Harlan's job to pitch for the Big 12 in this situation. They're paying somebody literally millions of dollars to do this. And that's what he needs to do. And Mark has integrity on the line here. And I know he came out on the field and he popped off. Wow, he's a human being. Who knew? And so he made a mistake. Well, whoop-de-doo. It happened. It's not like it's a slew of mistakes. He got heated. I mean, I've talked to him about stuff that that's not the first time he's complained about officiating.
Said every AD ever.
Yes.
This game was absolutely stolen from us. We were excited about being in the Big 12, but tonight I am not.
That's a legendary comment right there.
That lives forever.
That's what makes this rivalry, man.
But it also, I think that final comment about not being happy to be in the Big 12 leads BYU fans to be like, okay, he's going to, on BYU.
I don't think he is. I don't think he is.
I would tend to agree with you. I'm just saying that's, I think, where that.
That's fine, and you're a fan, and you have fun. That's what you do with this rivalry. That stuff, in a sense, is fun. Slugging another person, having foul language, being vile to somebody you see on the concourse because he or she is wearing a colored shirt representative of your team. That's over the top.
Yeah.
But this stuff, that's what it's about. Going back and forth like that. And I'm okay with that. And in retrospect, I would think, Mark doesn't really want to talk about it, but I would think he could see where, okay, I can see where they make fun of that. Because now we're well over a year removed from it. It's harmless from that perspective. But I have no doubt that he's going to evaluate fairly. Plus, he's one of 12 voices, right?
I thought the good part was that an AD left, so they put an AD on, and it was a Big 12 AD, so they put a Big 12 AD on.
So each one
Maybe in retrospect that should be obvious, but the way things work in college sports, I didn't know.
Each of the Power 4 conferences has a conference representative on the committee, so they're replacing the Big 12 representative was Mac Rhodes. Therefore, they replaced him with another Big 12
like
AD.
the opinions of guys like Chris Auld, Mark D'Antonio, Mike Riley. These guys, they've been in the mud for a long time as coaches. And then they try to get some representation. They have a female on there, a lady named Carla Williams. I'm looking at it right now. Ivan Maisel, longtime respected media member, highly respected media member. I don't even know what he's doing now. But he has that deep voice. Heard him talk. So He's been doing it. You have veteran people here that just, that they may not. We may not agree with everything that they do, and I don't know that we ever will. You know what I mean?
Well,
last year we feel like BYU got screwed.
Yeah.
Okay, there's going to be somebody else this year who feels like it.
There
It's just
always
the
has
nature
to be a
of it.
bubble team, and when the tournament's 12, 16 deep, even when it was 4 deep, we had that whole Florida State fiasco. There's always going to be this stuff.
Right. Well, always, because there's not a professional bracket. If you do this and this.
Well, the Big Ten's pitching it, sort of.
Well, and I would like to hear the proposal, actually. We keep going down the road. There's no turning back.
Right.
So we've taken a significant step. If there are other steps to be taken, let's hear the proposals. That doesn't necessarily mean they're bad.
Well, the part that everyone objects to is the SEC and the Big Ten get 4, and the ACC and the Big 12 get 2. If the ACC and the Big 12 were given 4, just like the Big Ten and the SEC, I think they'd be signing on in a heartbeat.
Okay, but I understand that. I'm not making an opinion of the possibility. I'm just saying I want to hear discussion about the possibilities, and I get it. Each of these things are conferences, they've got one interest in mind, themselves, and then the good of the game. But they want to take care of themselves first. Everybody does that.
Yeah.
When money's at stake. And it'll always be like that. But as far as Mark jumping on this year, it's a logical position to be in. They probably knew the AD at Colorado was stepping aside. He announced that. You're not going to put Santiago on it. He just got there. As I said, the Sun Devil guy just got there. And here you got somebody who has been around and has experience in athletic administration for many, many years. So away you go here. And hopefully for our sakes that one or both. I would be ideal. Personally, I'd love to see both, but I want one, and I really don't care which one it is. Give me BYU or Utah in the playoff, and I'll enjoy it. Give them both, and that's Christmas morning. Now, the great thing about it is Mark Harlan, if you take care of your business, he's got nothing to say about it. You can go get that bid, and nobody can take it away from you, and nobody can give it to you.
A four-game winning streak for BYU right now, and they're in. Win your last 3, win the conference title game, and then all that's being talked about is seeding.
Oh, yeah, if BYU goes on a 4-game winning streak, they're minimally getting a home game. Minimally get out of town. Well, they're gonna go.
No.
Minimally.
DJ.
Yeah.
12-1.
12-1.
They're getting a home game. Sorry.
Okay.
No,
They're gonna.
Because Tech might very well get a top 4 seed.
Yeah.
They're gonna leap Notre Dame. They're gonna leap Texas.
12-1?
Texas and Oklahoma will probably lose, so that'll just
at
take care of that.
12-1.
12-1, yes.
Absolutely.
I guess Tech wouldn't get in a home game because
With 12-1 BYU move in front of 8-1, 11-1 Oregon. If Oregon wins out, which isn't
we don't
a given.
need to move in front of them. You just need to be a seed that gives you a home game.
It'll be 5-8.
That's all you need. That's all. I'm not going to argue your point. I'm going to stick to my point and Yak's point. 12-1 gets you a home game.
They're going to be 5-8, and they'll have a home game.
I don't care if they move ahead of Oregon.
Well, Oregon's sitting in the 8th spot. They got to move ahead of somebody.
They'd be.
Oh, they would.
Tech because they beat
wouldn't
Tech.
move.
They would beat Tech.
Fold.
Yeah.
They'll beat Tech. Yeah.
They would Florence Griffith Joyner. Is that her name?
I thought she was a sprinter.
Right.
Did she do the long jump?
No, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Sprinting,
fly by.
man.
Oh, okay. I was thinking
Those
like
big
long jump,
fingernails,
high jump,
just
pole vault.
Coming down the track.
Yeah.
In impressive
I just
speed.
have no.
That would
Big
be
12,
shocking.
Big 12 teams getting the shaft doesn't shock me.
No.
Okay.
12-1.
I mean, the SEC's got games where each other are going to beat each other up, and teams
We
are
have
going to
that
drop.
this weekend. We have 4 and 5 versus 10-11.
Right.
No, I don't care who it is. Any 12-1 team that doesn't get
You're gonna have
a home game, I would be outraged.
You're gonna have Shahanjay Araja on our airwaves saying this is travesty if that happens.
Once Shahanjay Araja says it, you know it's true. The guy wears loud sport coats.
He does wear loud sports coats.
Electric blue.
That would just be an absolute given. I would fire all those people on the committee.
Oh, you may need to.
No.
Okay.
12-1, and you will have beaten.
You will be number 6 Tech.
Yeah, and
likely a ranked Cincinnati.
And
Cincinnati is 25 right now.
And Utah?
Yeah, you'd also have a win over Utah, who's probably going to be top
Utah's
15.
Utah's moving up.
Yeah.
They're the Jeffersons. They ain't going down.
Oh, sing it. Come on, Yak, let's go. It's
I
on YouTube.
I don't think they're losing. And you got that in the bag.
Yep.
And last year, and this is where the human factor comes in, they know full well that maybe they hosed BYU last year. And so they're not going to do it again.
I like all those points, and then over here is they've got to hop over Big Ten and SEC teams.
No, they need to finish 5 to 8. That's not that outrageous. That's an assumption.
There'll probably be enough help along the way. You're right. They probably would get there.
Yeah. I didn't think you thought that all the way through, but now you have.
I didn't. No, I default to the Big 12 is going to get the shaft.
Not a 12-1.
Tie. What was that thing you just said? Tie base goes to the runner. Yeah, tie base doesn't go to the Big 12. It goes to SEC Big 10.
Come on, move around with me.
We finally got a piece of the pie. Doom, doom, doom. You doing the sprinkler? What are you doing over there?
Yeah.
Okay. This has got to be high quality YouTube entertainment right now.
Yeah. Wheezy would pitch a fit.
Wheezy would.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying, man. And Tech, Utah, West Virginia, Oklahoma State, I don't care who it is. Yeah. You go 12-1 in this conference.
So over here, your mark could be saying 12-1, got to have a home game. And over here, you'd have the SEC commissioner saying, got to have 8 teams, even though you're right, he means 6. Or 5 if Oklahoma, gets beat twice. Even he'll give up on them.
The SEC is so cocky that they wouldn't care. We'll play anywhere you want and beat you.
That's probably what they would think, yes.
Well, Sankey's been a broken record on that.
Yeah, so whoop-de-doo.
It's more Petiti in the Big Ten.
Texas at BYU, first-round playoff game.
Well, they've played in Provo before.
I don't care.
No, I'm just thinking, how juicy would that be? Here comes Arch Manning.
In midday of December.
Sark wasn't coaching them when they came here, right?
Yeah.
Anybody against.
I know, any playoff game would be great.
Yeah. They're all good teams. We're not arguing that. No one's arguing that. They're all very good teams.
Number 9, Utah, and number 8, BYU.
Oh, that's the ultimate fantasy.
Yeah.
And if I'm Utah, I would love that because that's not really a road game in the manner of a road game.
Right. Yeah. That's not getting on a plane and flying across the country.
No. Each team has won in each other's stadium.
Well, first you got to win them all.
Yeah. That'd be awesome. I just don't see anybody beating Tech.
Right.
That's
so that was a fun
line.
segment, but that was just a bunch of hot air.
Probably.
Like many segments we've done.
Yeah, what the heck? This is sports radio.
DJ PK, it's David Locke next. Stay with us. Utah Jazz with a beautiful loss. Also, we have Jazz tickets to give away on the other side of the break, so stick around for that. You might win. We might send you to a game. That's next right here on The Zone.